Hello, friends. Welcome to Quick Thoughts. It's your boy MML here, Matt. Whatever. I don't know. Today we're gonna talk about Little Dark Age, the new MGMT record, which legit I just didn't even know was happening until I watched the Middle Eight video. So this is my plug to tell you to go check out Middle Eight because he's the best music analysis essay person on YouTube, in my opinion. But he made a video about MGMT, and I just forgot that they existed. I think that might be the case for a lot of people, honestly, because, well, that first album, those singles from that first album, hit the airwaves and everyone was just playing them all the time. They just kind of fell off after that, and people started to care less and less about them. Just especially, with the 2013 self-titled record, which was just weird, to put it in the best way. But honestly, I was never a huge fan of MGMT in the first place, and the main reason why is because, and this is going to sound really edgy of me to say this, but especially that first album, it sounded like so unnecessarily happy that it just wasn't something I ever wanted to really listen to. I kind of like, I like nuance, and I like a little bit of darkness in my music because I think that shows more emotional breadth to everything that's going on. And I don't like those kind of just feel good, just I'm happy all the time songs. And I don't think MGMT does either, because especially after watching that video and going into the whole research that was done there, I didn't realize that those singles from that first album were almost ironic in nature, that it was making fun of that sort of feel good sound. And that's kind of why they sort of fell off, quote unquote, after that for a lot of people, is because of the fact that they were trying to be them, and them wasn't what people expected. And the thing is, though, honestly, I really like Congratulations, and up till that point, that was probably be my favorite album because it has a bit more complexity to the sound and the stuff that they're talking about, and it doesn't, in terms of how it feels to listen to, I guess the best way to explain it, it doesn't have that sort of just mindless joy to it that I think most of the songs from the first record did, because that was kind of the record of those three singles, really. So I didn't know that this new album existed, honestly, until I watched that video, and I was like, oh, there's a new MGMT album coming out in 2 days. Cool. And so I checked it out, and wow, this is really, really good. I have yet to decide whether it's my favorite by theirs or not, but the cool thing about it is it's sort of this, it fits into this sort of more conventional radio friendly song structure and feel, but it takes some of that darkness and nuance from maybe what the music that they want to make and infuses it in there. So it's no longer, we're just going to go do our own thing and be crazy. It's more like, okay, we're going to make good music, but we're going to, we're going to make good music, or maybe perhaps more radio-friendly music is the best way to put it, but we're going to infuse some of the stuff that we really care about into it. And I think they found a really, really nice balance with the songs here. And also, you have a lot of different sort of styles and sounds within this album. So, you have She Works Out Too Much, Little Dark Age, James, the tracks that are definitely intended to be more radio friendly in their sound. But then there's some other tracks in here that just have a very, very different sound to them. I'm looking at this one's just kind of like Me and Michael. It's just a very kind of space rocky kind of sound, which I really enjoyed. I'm just going through and playing random bits that are going to get me copyright claim. Okay, so there's another kind of zone out kind of stuff which I really like. Where if you go back to the first single, you click any of these songs, it's just all I know that 1 second sound clip does not do it justice at all, but it's this sort of feel-good happiness to it, where there's this sort of darkness to these sounds that I really, really enjoy. So I think the other cool thing about it is that it's not just an album full of singles, which if you're trying to revert back to the sort of radio-friendly sound, that's something that's really easy to do. But I think it actually flows as a real album, because it's not just the same kind of song style and song structure as you go through everything. Like I said, Me and Michael, or especially Slump, Wow, I forgot. I forgot. Yeah, okay. So there are more songs that are more mellow in tone to sort of break up the potential monotony of the more friendly songs. And sometimes it's those sort of interlude-ish sort of songs that are actually more exciting, more musical, more captivating, and that's because they probably pull from sort of the knowledge and experience they got from, Congratulations, and especially the MGMT self-titled record that I don't really like that much. But those sort of interlude songs give them more freedom to be a bit more experimental with what they're doing, and so it creates a really nice sort of variation throughout the whole thing. Because a lot of the synth rock I've listened to, that I guess a lot of people listen to, sometimes they don't do that, and it's just song, 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 and it gets tiring over time. And that can be an issue. That's sort of a problem I have with some M83 albums, is that it's just sort of song, 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 song. It's more of a thing where I would just pick the song from there that I want to listen to, and then listen to it, and then that's it. Where I've always been more of an album guy. That's the reason why I talk about albums rather than a single, for example, is that I always prefer just like leaving the album all the way through and just playing through, because it flows. It creates a nice listening experience, right? And when albums don't do that, I guess it doesn't frustrate me, because I know that sometimes that's sort of the goal, is just to have a nice collection of tracks there. But I definitely prefer albums that are more cohesive. Not necessarily that the songs flow from one to the other, because they don't necessarily have to, right? But in terms of how the tracks are arranged throughout it, that it doesn't even like tell a narrative, but like it creates a sort of emotional arc throughout the project that I really enjoyed here. I don't really have too much to say about it, just because I'm not like the biggest MGMT fan, but it came out and I wanted to talk about it. So here we are. Point being that the real point of this video is this is my official telling you to go to Middle H channel and watch his stuff, because it's great. There are other stuff there's a lot of other stuff I've listened to recently, but I kind of am choosing what kind of stuff I want to talk about on here, because I'm worried that I might end up making a video on it, especially the King Gizzard stuff. The King Gizzard stuff from last year I really, really enjoyed, but I'm debating making a King Gizzard video at some point, so, there you go. Or like, I mean, I made the Revival thing, but I might make an Eminem piece at some point. And then a lot of stuff that I talked about, I also kind of threw on the list from last year too. So anyway, there's some stuff I'm really excited for in the near future. So I like I said in the Queens video, I'm hoping to talk more about music this year, because arguably it's the thing I'm most qualified to talk about. But even then, even then I hesitate to say that. I think it's sort of like we're all learning throughout all of this, and when I talk about things, it's not necessarily, this is sort of changing topics, but I swear I'm going to end this video soon. Like when I make a video like for the main channel, it's not necessarily like I came to this epiphany, right? And I'm just telling you what I knew all along, It's never been that. It's always been that I have a topic or something I'm interested in, and I learn more about it through the writing process, and then sort of the final videos presenting what I've learned. And I've learned more through making the videos that I make than anything else. So the word essay means to try, right? So it's like I'm trying, I guess, is the best way to put it. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Little Dark Age, as short as they were. But it's a really solid album, and it's probably the best new thing that came out this year that I've listened to so far. But I also haven't listened to a lot of like brand new stuff that came out this year, because there hasn't been much that's excited me yet. So we'll see. Bye.